Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's well. Today we're going to be talking about the beautiful HPI K5.9 motor made by Nitro. This motor came out in the original Savage XL first generation and second generation. The later versions with the orange bodies, those Savage XLs, though, they have got the F5.9, and that motor is made by Force. Yeah, when Nitro went under, HPI had to outsource a new motor vendor and they turned to Force. And yeah, a lot of the motors that you see, especially like the F4.6, it's all Force motors. But today we're just going to do a strip down so that you guys can take a look inside of it and see how this motor looks on the inside. And yeah, I'll talk about the highs and lows about this motor. So this motor was kind of a hit or miss. If you check online, there's a lot of guys that struggle with it, and then there's some guys that just absolutely don't have any problems with it and it just runs like a charm. Most of the problems that you'll see with this motor is overheating. This motor gets really hot, but honestly that is due to you could be running the wrong head shims, you could be wrong type of glow plug, wrong type of fuel mixture for the glow plug that you're using. There could be slight air leaks around the carb, or you could be air leaks by your mid-speed needle, by your fuel nipple, or by your low-speed needle. There's many ways that the motor could leak, or even by the back plate, because there's actually a starter shaft that goes through that catches on the internal one-way bearing. But yeah, if on idle, if your temps is going high and you're idling stable, you definitely got a slight air leak some way, so you just got to look for that. But okay, let's dive into this. Let's start getting the back open, get the rotor start off. So this is the rotor start 2 that's mounted on here. But yeah, see how far I can get this motor apart for you guys. Not quickly. It's been, I won't say a while. I've got a good couple of motors that I'm going to be covering and chatting about with you guys. Okay, let's see. Almost off. Almost. There we go. Okay. So, rotor start is off. Yeah, this is what's cool design. It's got a 12mm hex over there. It's got like a little bit of a groove on the inside where that goes in so that it can't move out. It sits perfectly flush, which is quite cool. Okay, let's get starter shaft out. Back plate out. Dun 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 dun. And then I can show you the internal one-way bearing that's on the inside. And the good stuff, get into the piston and sleeve. That's where the magic happens. So this motor is rated at 3.75 horsepower. It's a 5.9cc motor, and it has an Acclaimed rev limit of 39,500 RPM. That's very high for such a big motor with this type of displacement. Okay, so back plate's off. Alright, let's get the one-way bearing out. Yeah, there we go, we got the one-way bearing. Alright, second gate, let's put it back like that there. Inside you can see carb. Oh yeah, this motor's got a lot of compression, like gee whiz. You can just see how it's, yeah, it's like really, you really got to turn it to get it over. Sure. That's a very good sign. You want a motor with compression, you really do, especially a motor of this age, because these motors are discontinued. To get parts for this it's like chicken's teeth. To get a second-hand one that's in good condition like this, yeah, not that easy, but not impossible. Certainly not impossible at all. Okay, almost there. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we've got the head off, cooling head off. There is a shim over here. There's one shim, but there should be another one, a silver one. It should be there. Looks like one shim was taken out. Or I could be mistaken. It could be one shim. The glow plug that's in here is an R5. It's a cold glow plug. Runs great with 25% nitro. So cold plugs and 25% nitro, excellent combination. Yeah, you can see no pitting. Looks good in the head. Piston. Yeah, cheers. Look at that piston. Looks good. Wow, I looked after this motor well, after an oil, everything. Okay, let's get the sleeve out. Okay, got cloth in. See if I can just see. I stuck a cloth through the exhaust port while the piston's at bottom dead center. And now when I turn on the crank to push it up, you'll see kind of nice. Pushes it up and it doesn't damage and the sleeve because the cloth is soft. Let's go. Let's get it out. There we go. Sleeve is out. I'm going to get to this now. Let me just put the sleeve over there. But also just be careful because sometimes that pin, that guide pin, because the sleeve can only go in one way. Sometimes that pulls out also. But yeah, just be mindful about that when you do tackle these motors and take it apart. Okay, let's get the piston out. Woo! Piston's flying. Too much power, must fly. Very nice. It's got a light glaze, but that's from the castor oil in the fuel. Everything looks good here. There is a slight shave over there, and that would be from the one-way bearing. The previous one-way bearing that was in here was quite worn, so when this, this sits, the crank's in here and then that sits in the inside of the crank, you'll see there's like a groove over there. If your one-way bearing is slightly, if it's not running straight, if it's slightly at an angle, it will grind and start shaving the conrod. But this is minor, this is not hectic. You don't have to worry about that if you see that. If it was really bad, you know, and deep, then you would have a problem. But the moment you see any damage like that, especially with any nitro motor that's got an internal one-way bearing, replace the one-way bearing and the starter shaft immediately, and the back plate, because what's happening, this little bush that's inside there, if this gets worn, then you'll see you'll be able to rock. Now right now this is a good back plate because there's no play, I can't rock it, it sits true. See, so this doesn't move, so that's what you want. Okay, let's put that one side, piston one side. Okay, I'm going to put this piston onto a cloth. Let's look at the sleeve. So the sleeve is quite cool. It's a 3-port motor. Alright. Yeah. Well, at least I didn't damage it. Everything is still good. Yeah. Okay. Inside, no scratches or anything and stuff or ridges. It's very nice. The chroming is very good. I mean, the quality of the motors how they made them back in the day, gee, they didn't cut corners, you know, on cost of materials. But okay, so let's start from the back of the motor. So over here you got a very nice big wide exhaust port, and this port, the shape actually matches. Can't really see it so well. Maybe we're going from this side, from the inside. I don't know if you guys can catch that and see the exhaust port on the inside, but it is matched. So that's very nice that it is matched. We'll go to the side. So this is your boost ports. It is slightly fanged, which is a very nice touch. So it's like that from the factory, fanged on the outside also. So when you look at it from the exhaust side, left and right, those are your boost ports. And then we are coming to the front. This is your intake, where your fuel gets pushed up and goes whoop, into the sleeve, and also it's fanged on the intakes, which that is very cool. You know, There is material that if you wanted to go deeper and stuff you could, but honestly I would say, guys, if you don't have experience with porting, with sleeves and stuff, rather don't, leave it. Take it to someone that's a professional that can do it properly for you. Yeah, there's a couple of videos out and everything and it explains how to do it and stuff. Personally, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done it myself because I understand you can create more problems and headaches by messing with the porting on the sleeves if you just do something slightly wrong, you know. So you have to be very precise about that. Okay, let's take a look inside the crank. Yeah, I'm not gonna take the whole flywheel off now for that, but let's see if you can see in here. So the crank is very nice. It's got a shark fin on the end, all right, which is very cool. And then the porting, it's on both sides, which is very cool also. So all these little touches, what they did, like the work that's like on the crank, and this fangs that's on the intake and on the boost ports, it all makes a difference. And that's how this motor was so successful for a big displacement motor to be able to rev to 39,500 RPM, which is very high for a motor of this displacement, you know. Yeah, let's look at the carburetor. Here's the standard carb that comes with it. This is a 12mm hole carb with a 9.5 venturi reducer that's in here. So if you want to take it out and just run it straight, this motor already just sucks up fuel like no tomorrow. This thing is a guzzler, and that's with the venturi. And you take this out, you're probably going to get like 8 minutes, 10 minutes runtime max. But this is a 3-needle carb, so high-speed needle over here. This is your mid needle. All right, this always just leave it flush with the body. Don't tune or change it or anything, just leave it as it is, please. Now when you start messing with the mid-speed needle, it just asks for trouble and stuff. And honestly, just work high-speed needle, low-speed needle, leave the mid-speed needle alone. Over here you got your low-speed needle, which this one is turned the whole way in, so this carb settings is totally out, but I'm just using this carb as an example. This is the original carb, but I'm just using an example. And then over here you got this is to adjust your idle gap, all right, over there. But I mean, I believe half the problems came from this carb because of air leaks and stuff. The carb on here has been changed and this carb is literally bulletproof. Yeah, but yeah guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to be doing more videos of strip downs of motors. This motor actually needs to go put back into a truck quite ASAP, so that's why I'm not stripping it down further. But yeah, cool. Everyone, keep well. Please like and subscribe.